All right, YouTube, guess what, man? It is currently Friday, March 22nd, 1:58 p.m. And let me tell you this. I spent 3 hours recording this game 2 days ago, right? Like I sat down, I recorded a good chunk of it. And then OBS crashed. So I lost that entire recording. I enjoyed my experience with it. So I was like, man, I really want to get that recorded. So I'm going to do it again. That's what we're doing right now. This is Jusant. This is a highly acclaimed game that released last year. It's currently on Xbox Gamepass. It's a free-flowing climbing expedition. It's a narrative. I enjoy it. I think you'll enjoy it too. Been a pretty big hiatus from YouTube, but we're back at it. We're gonna start with this game. Gonna play get some Fortnite videos up too, some other things. Got a lot of things planned. With all that said and done, let's get into it. Now I have played, like I said previously, I played like 3 hours already. You can see I found these collectibles. I missed this one, so I'm not totally upset that we're gonna have to restart. And then I missed some letters too from Bianca as well. Wow. Here we go. Jusant, a French nautical term for receding tide. That sounds nice, bro. Wash over me. Ooh. All right, here we go. So what I really enjoy about this game, like we just saw how our protagonist journeyed through the desert, and now they looked up at the mountain that we're gonna. Well, I am tongue-tied, dude. I ain't recorded in a long time, dude. Give me a break, buddy. They look up the mountain that we're gonna eventually climb. You get to see the whole grand scape of it all. I will say, my first playthrough, I didn't come back down here, so let's. Oh, the shortcut broke. Okay. I already know a little how to play, so this opening, these first 2 chapters should go faster than what it did my first time around. I know how to solve the puzzles. I'm gonna try to get through them pretty fast. There is a lot of reading to get the narrative story, and yesterday, or when I was recording this originally, I was on the fence about whether or not I should read them all or just pause in case someone wants to be a reader. I think I'm gonna read them all. I want these playthroughs to be as comprehensive as possible. Sort of like, say for example, if I was a kid and I was interested in this game, I would want to be able to get the full story, even if I couldn't read. I grew up playing Ocarina of Time. I couldn't read. It took me years just to finish that game until my reading level was where it needed to be. If there's ever a kid that ends up watching these games, I want them to be able to like follow along without being worried about not being able to read. Oh, heck, buddy, they can just return later when they're older. Got a 401k, buddy. The climbing aspect of this game is really cool because you use your left trigger and the right trigger as a pair to climb. Like you activate the right hand, left hand respectively. Then you got a whole carabiner or carabiner. I still have not looked up how to say that or even the title of this game. Lazy. Eventually we'll get a stamina meter as well. And just the scope of this game is pretty awesome. Like, look at all that. It reminds me of something like Breath of the Wild where you can see where you've come from, where you're going, kinda. And one thing I did enjoy about this game in the 3 hours that I have played so far is the pacing of it. There will be new mechanics introduced and everything, but they never seem to get stale. Wow, I know I was just talking a big game about how I'm gonna know where to go and everything. I go up. Wait, okay, there's a reason to go down here. Let me remember. Is there a reason to come down here? I think there's just another area to explore. Originally, I was stuck in this spot for quite a bit. I didn't know where to go. One thing about this game is that like just finding the next spot to climb, you should just not overthink it. There's really only one mechanic that really frustrated me, but once I figured it out, we were breezing. Oh no! Okay, can't go that way because those climbing ports are broke. I'm gonna try to keep my talking limited for throughout this first. Oh, I gotta read. Never mind. Another sleep, turning over stones at the old delta. Harvest, 2 belay stations for parts. A good catch. That should be enough to reopen the route to the old cape. Otherwise, it's all smooth sailing. A couple of old lancers I think I can revive. Folks used to throw this stuff away. Oh, and I finally caught an old knitting machine for Ennio, who's been asking for one for cycles. Not in great shape, but we should be able to tinker with it. Still not sure how I'm going to haul it up to low tide though. Note to self, stop doing business with Rem. All he does is dismantle my discoveries and sell them for parts in the heights. He claims to be a repairman, but he's nothing but a foam salesman. That's what. So I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can tell, but last night I kind of wrecked my PC and I had to completely reset it. So all my settings are different now. And it's it was super frustrating in a moment. But along with that, I had the opportunity to redo my OBS and my mic settings. So my mic is almost certainly going to sound different than what it's used to. I don't think we're going to be in a peaking range, but it's going to sound different. Both my stream mic, the one you hear right now, my Shure SM7B, and the game chat mic, my Blue Yeti. Hopefully it's not something obnoxious. So what you saw right there was a seashell. Those are collectibles in this game. There's a few of them. What I really appreciate about those, rewinding a little bit, I think the developers of this game, or the producers, I'm not sure which one it is, developers and producers, Don't Nod Entertainment. They're responsible for a number of the Life is Strange games. I think they're for sure responsible for Life is Strange 2 and Life is Strange Colors. One thing that I really appreciate about those games and Life is Strange in general are those moments of calm where you can sit down on a bench, the characters reflect, and you can just chill for a moment. That's kind of what we get in those seashells right there. You stop, you listen to past sounds, and then you can just chill for a second. I like that. And I also talk about this a lot in like the Studio Ghibli movies. Hayao Miyazaki does a good job of putting those kind of moments of calm in the movies, like Spirited Away when they're riding the train to the other station. Small things like that. How are things at the sawmill? Business has been slow at the restaurant. Almost no one came to the last music night. Even though people are climbing down from all over. I know we don't play the shells anymore, but still. I was thinking that adding scaffolding to the side of the upside down cliff might help steer passerby this way. I miss seeing a packed patio. Can you take care of it? I checked with low tide and everyone agrees. Hey Mo, listen, these things happen. I hope one day you'll ask me to do something besides taking boats apart to make ladders. Like, if I'm free for a romantic dinner for two. Anyway, all good for your scaffolding since the village approves. I don't have much wood to choose from after that new path to the plain I had to build. But I still have a wreck or two left over. I'll get to it when the currents allow. I owe you one, thanks. You're the best. By the way, do you ever run into old Sanja? I think she's rummaging around in your area right now. If you happen to see her around, do you mind telling her I need a new hob for my oven? Mine's taking on water. In the meantime, set sail for the restaurant. I'm not sure how romantic it will be, but we can always share a half-cooked meal. Ah, getting rizzy. Okay. Oh yeah, this is a long one. That's a broken ladder. I don't need to get down there. I'm being careful not to miss another. Like I said earlier, I missed a few collectibles. I don't want to mistakenly miss them again. Ah, they got me. Nope, let's get a break. There's one down here. I think it's over here. It wasn't until I started my shift to prepare for the crossing that I realized it's my last crossing to supply for Merolia. After that, folks will have to do with what they have. What I wouldn't give for things to go back to the way they were. Seeing smiles on people's faces, little uns climbing the cliffs and diving into the waves, and us water fishers learning to fish again. All the things old folks tell us about sleep after sleep. But enough of this yearning for old times. I've got a desert to cross and a caravan to prepare. It's not going to prepare itself. All right. So this part coming up, I was stuck on this little section for maybe 20 minutes. And I'm gonna say it was that no fault of my own. This is the one complaint I've had with the game so far. Okay, so you get here, right? You place a python down. You load a jump. It doesn't tell you you can do a double jump unless you actively do the double jump. When you place a python down, that's when they should tell you you can do a double jump. I don't want to go up just yet. Well, this run's already that much faster than my first one. I'm a pro. Hey, birdies. Ah! Is there something here? Nope. Okay. Get a little breather in. And we out. Okay, this is a spot. There's two ways to get up there. If I'm thinking about that correctly. Yeah, okay, so it's not a spot. Yeah, because you just go around over here. Sweet. Oh, wow. We're making real progress. This is crazy. It took me forever to get here the first time, man. And we don't want to go that way just yet, because that's the main story way. I think I talked about this in the first recording that I lost, but this game does give me vibes of like Shadow of the Colossus, Ico, Bridges, Kana, Bridge of Spirits, things like that. Let's look at the scope of this. What am I looking at? My character's drifting to the side. Why are we drifting to the side? Hey, Bianca, you must have cast off for who knows where. I went back to the postal relay, still no water, surprise, surprise. Solly and Faz are still sorting through everything by hand, and I've gotten roped into helping with deliveries. Me, on Pebbleback? You can imagine what a sight that is. Even I'm laughing at myself. Still, why not, eh? It's a fresh start, and I quite like seeing the world as the mail comes in. Well, it would be nicer if this pebble would just change course when I ask it to. I'm telling you, it's stubborn, worse than old Yalm. Honestly though, what a nightmare. Anyway, I'm going to miss the tide at this rate. I left your mail by your door. So this is Bianca's home. I can't go down there. Okay. I'm stuck. Door stuck. And let's check out this direction. Oh, hey Bianca, how are things down there? I hear your boss sailed off into the horizon. Good riddance. I never liked him anyway. Things here at the hut are pretty quiet. Not many people stop by these days. A seasonal job when there are no more seasons. I'm starting to get bored. You can tell because I've started scratching letters. Tell me something to distract me, won't you? Oh, Em, I'm so glad to hear from you. Yeah, I'm about as useful as a buoy on dry land, but no surprises there. You've been gone for a while, so maybe you don't know. but everything here is closed, except for old Ennio's shop. He's still raising his chocos. Bassa tried to convince him to leave with them. Remember Bassa? The little terror at the back of the classroom? They got caught in quite a gale. It was amazing. No one's dared to try it again since. Do you think they're going to keep going? Do you think they're going to keep you on if people stop coming by? You might be seeing more folks soon, though. I came across a classified ad. They're mounting an expedition to explore the crow's nest. I like that, but going off on an adventure with strangers? Ugh. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Heading for the clouds, huh? That sounds like quite something. I better stock the hold. I bet they'll come this way. You know what? You should join them. Come see me too. You don't have any excuses since you're out of a job. Jobless. It would be a nice change from the few stray travelers that still come by. Hey, the other day, another climber got stuck at the Weeping Rock Pass. I had to go fetch them. If only you could have seen them. Stupid enough to eat hay, as they say around here. Okay, it's settled. I'll be waiting for you. Lord. And we've been through here. This just leads back through this main area. I'm stuck. Oh. I'm finally leaving. I'm so happy I couldn't sleep a wink. At the old harbor master's office, a note caught my eye. Sounded like poetry. Expedition to the clouds, seeking hope and water. Join us at 12 Octus, Becca and Arlo's farm, Highfield, to journey together. After spending so long marinating and trying to find meaning in life, it'll do me good to see the world. As Em would say, hopefully we'll be stopping by her hut. Just the thought of seeing her again is enough to tell me I'm making the right decision. With any luck, there'll be other adventurers leaving from low tide. I don't want to make my way to the meeting point with the rest of the expedition all by myself. The only time I ever left here was for the harvest festivals when I was just a small fry. So an expedition like this is no small matter. They want to set sail for the clouds. Oh no, my parents, I forgot about them. What am I going to tell them? Hey folks, I'm off on an adventure, see you around, and if and only if I make it back alive. Of course, Bianca, dear. Don't forget to bring snacks. I'd better not say anything. And I should bring snacks. What else? What do people normally take on this trip? One thing's for sure. What's a journey without a logbook? I've got it covered. I plan to make like the expeditions that set off for the salt plain and search for springs. I'm going to scatter my journal entries along the way for anyone who might come after us, starting with this message. Farewell, my lighthouse. You welcomed me with wonder and have kept me company as I pondered too much. You've always been there for me. I'm leaving you to the weave beaks who will watch over you from the sky. And to watch over this message, I'm leaving one of my creations, Adventure Calls. So there's this game called The Remains of Edith Finch. In The Remains of Edith Finch, I'm not going to spoil it, but if you're familiar with The Remains of Edith Finch, I played the game through twice now, and you understand, and you know how it ends. I just got a huge Remains of Edith Finch ending vibe from finally reading through Bianca's letters. I'm gonna wait to elaborate on that until the end of this game. I asked Mo for help, but it's no use. The door won't budge. There's no way of knowing how its inner mechanisms work. Does it have anything to do with the lost ocean? Mo isn't much of a handyman either, but you'd think we would have been able to figure it out between the two of us. He had to weigh anchor. A date, he said. It's true. He did seem rather dressed up to tinker around. Rather perfumed, too. None of this answers my questions. I've explored you from deck to hold, and I'm no further along than when I started. I still don't know what you could have been used for, my lighthouse. Your paintings seem to elude water falling from the sky, but that's pretty vague. Now what am I supposed to do? Wow, sea level dropped tremendously if this was actually a lighthouse. Huh. Quick check before we do anything else. I missed one already. I missed one. Where is it? Huh. I assume I'm going to double back to it eventually.